Yes, I'd like to call to order. You can start the study session. I don't necessarily need to call that to order.
Can we get the next slide, please? In just a moment, we're pulling up the PowerPoint on the screen. There we go. Okay. Okay, welcome everyone to Board of Adjustment study session. Today is August 27th, 2025. And before we get started, I'd like to talk about what cases we have coming up. For September, we don't have any cases scheduled at this time. October does look like we might have a full agenda, maybe 3 or 4 cases, but more information to come later. Right now, we'll go ahead and talk about today's case, and I'll go ahead and turn it over to Georgia.
Okay, today's case is C10-2506 for Klein and Butler Guest House and Garage Edition. I'm sorry, could we have whoever's dog that is muted, please? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so Alexander Klein and Diane Butler, 427 North Norton Avenue in R1 zone. Can I have the next slide, please? The applicant's property is approximately 9,120 square feet, zoned R1 residential, and is developed with a single-family residence and guest house. The applicant's requesting to allow the construction of a garage attached to the accessory dwelling unit with a reduced side perimeter yard setback from 6.8 to 1.4 as measured to the north lot line, and to allow the construction of a detached accessory dwelling unit with a reduced side street perimeter yard setback from 5 feet to 0 as measured from the south lot line. All is shown in the submitted plans. The subject property is located in the Sam Hughes neighborhood near the southwest corner of Norton and 6th Street. The neighborhood consists of large lots developed with single-family homes that have attached and detached garages and accessory structures. The applicant proposes to construct an enclosed addition to the guest house to expand its living space, along with an attached garage for parking. The proposed garage location is directly adjacent to the side property line, and the addition footprint would bring portions of the structure within the minimum required side perimeter yard setback. Relocating the addition and the garage towards the center of the lot would require substantial reconfiguration of the site, removal of existing trees and landscaping, and potential demolition of existing improvements. Excuse me. By attaching the garage to the guest house in the proposed location, design allows for efficient site circulation, preservation of usable yard space, and functional access from the alley or side approach. As of today, there has been 1 approval received and no protest. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
I have no questions. Thank you, Georgia.
And I have no questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. If there's no further questions, Mr. Chair, we can go ahead and close the study session and come back at 1:30.
Excuse me, Mr. Castro, this is Mike Marks. I did not have my audio on. I would like to ask a question. I just want to understand the facts a little more clearly. There's 2 variances. The first one is the construction of a garage that would be built as an attachment to the existing accessory dwelling to the north of that existing accessory dwelling, and would result in a setback along the north boundary of 1 foot 4 inches. Is that correct with respect to the first variance request?
Yes,
Okay, and related to that, then the access into the garage is off the north side, off of the alley. Is that correct?
it's on the west side.
On the west side. So there is another alley on the west side. Is that correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay. The second variance is regarding the existing accessory structure. And that is involving the side yard on the south side of the property, reducing it from a required 5 feet to 0 feet. That's correct. Is
Yes.
that right?
yes,
And that is an existing structure built without a permit, right?
right, yes.
So should the variance be approved, then a permit would still be required for that accessory building to remain as is?
Yes,
Okay. And has there been any communication by the owner of the property to the south or north or west that the city is aware of?
I have not received anything.
Okay. I guess that's everything I've got.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Okay, I guess we can close the meeting then? No other questions? Okay, we'll close the study session then until 1:30. Here.
Miranda Schubert,
Here.
Irma Duran,
Here.
Bonnie Paul, Michael Marks.
Here.
Mr. Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the regular meeting, excuse me, of the City of Tucson Board of Adjustments for Wednesday, August 27th, 2025. This meeting is being recorded. By joining, you are giving your consent for this meeting to be recorded. An introduction of each case will be made by staff. At the conclusion of staff's presentation, the applicant or the applicant's representative will have the opportunity to speak. For the record, please tell the board your name and address and state your request. At the conclusion of the applicant's presentation, other persons wishing to speak in favor of the request may come forward to state their support. When called by the chair of the board, those wishing to speak in opposition to the applicant's request may come forward and state their protest. The chair may allow the applicant an opportunity for a brief rebuttal. The chair will then close the public hearing and open up a discussion by the board members. At the conclusion of the board's discussion, a motion will be made, and if seconded, there will be voted upon. All presentations today must be directed solely to the board and not to staff or members of the audience. All presentations to the board must also be only on the items brought before the board. Presentation on matters unrelated to the request will not be heard. The discussion of the Board of Adjustments may be appealed. The decision of the Board of Adjustments may be appealed to the Superior Court of Pima County by filing a complaint for special action with the Pima County Superior Court Clerk's Office within 30 days of the board's decision. For additional information on this filing process, please contact the Superior court clerk's office or an attorney after today's public hearing. If you are going to give testimony today, please be brief and to the point. Repetition of testimony already given by other witnesses is not necessary. The chair may invoke a time limit if deemed necessary. Before you testify, please remember to sign in on the roster sheet on the clipboard of the podium. And if you are joining us remotely, please state your name and address for the record. All testimony to the board must be given under oath. If you are going to speak or think you might speak today, please stand at this time and raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you?
I do.
That included anybody who was online. Okay, thank you. Rhonda, please turn off all cell phones on the silent mode. If you are joining us remotely, please be sure to mute yourself and turn your camera off unless you are addressing the board. Mr. Castro, please call our first case.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, today's case is C-10-2506, Klein and Butler Guest House and Garage Addition, Alexander Klein and Diane Butler, 427 North Norton Avenue, R1. The applicant's property is an approximately 9,120 square foot lot zoned R1 residential and is developed with a single-family residence and existing accessory dwelling unit. The applicant is proposing to construct a new garage attached to the accessory dwelling unit. The applicant's request to the board. The applicant is requesting the following variance. 1, allow the construction of a garage attached to the accessory dwelling unit with a reduced side perimeter yard setback from 6.8 to 1.4 as measured from the north lot line. And 2, allow the construction of a detached accessory dwelling unit with a reduced side street perimeter yard setback. That should just be reduced side perimeter yard setback from 5 feet to 0 as measured from the south lot line. All is measured on the submitted plans. Planning and Development Services recommendation. PDSC staff has no objection to the applicant's requested variance. It is the opinion of staff there are special circumstances applicable to the property and that the requested variance would not constitute a grant of special privileges inconsistent with the limitations upon other properties in the vicinity and zone and would not be detrimental to the public welfare or injurious to other property or improvements in the neighborhood. To date, we have received a total of 1 written approval, 0 written protests. For the record, the board members have been provided a copy of the comments. Mr. Chair, members of the board, this concludes staff's presentation.
Excuse me, are there any questions for staff? Hearing none. Is the applicant present online to present this? Well, the
Yes.
applicant, okay.
I'm the applicant and I am here if there are any questions.
No, you can, if you want to make a short presentation, you have the floor.
I would just like to summarize, to clarify a few points. One is the guest house was existing, never permitted, which was unknown to my clients when they purchased the property a few years ago. The purpose of the garage, currently they actually have an entrance off of the other alley, the north alley, which is more narrow and very challenging to get into their property to park off street. So there are times when they don't even use it and they park on the street. The access to the west side of the property, which includes the new garage, which mainly is due to security reasons. They have young children. It will be easier as far as accessibility in and out of the garage. There are many neighbors in the neighborhood who have this exact situation as far as garage access and alley. So they saw what neighbors had and realized that they could benefit from it. So That is the summary of the reason. So it's kind of a 2-for-1. We're taking care of the existing guest house through the variance. We will be also permitting it and then bringing everything up to latest codes within the addition.
Thank you. Are there any questions for the applicant?
I have none.
Michael?
No, I have no questions.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else have any questions for the applicant? Hearing none. Is there anyone else wishing to speak on behalf of this project? Hearing none. Is there anyone wishing to speak in opposition to this application? Hearing none. Okay, thank you. Is any other further questions on this? Okay, let's see. Yes, I will now close the public hearing on this case. And I will open discussion to the board. Anyone wishing to,
Mr. Chair,
yes,
thank you. This seems like a pretty straightforward request to bring the ADU into, well, I guess not conformance, but to be able to accept that it is approved by the city of Tucson with this variance. And I see nothing wrong with the request for the addition of the garage, even though the setback are reduced on those two structures. The property has a wall around it, and none of that, I don't think, will be evident to anyone who passes by or who lives next door to it. I am in support of granting this variance, but if there's anyone else on the board who'd like to speak, I'll wait to hear.
anyone else on the board wishing to speak? Hearing none, why don't we open the floor to a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move that we grant the following variances in case C-10-2506. 1, allow the construction of a garage attached to the accessory dwelling unit with a reduced side perimeter setback from 6 foot 8 inches to 1 foot 4 inches as measured from the north lot line. And 2, allow the construction of a detached ADU with a reduced side street perimeter yard setback from 5 feet to 0 feet as measured from the south lot line, all as shown on the submitted plans. The evidence that was presented today shows that there are special circumstances which were not self-imposed, such as the existing site conditions that restrict the location of the garage and the existing ADU. It does not, the variance would not constitute a granting of any special privileges, and the variances are the minimum requested that will afford relief in this case.
I'll second that.
Okay, it has now been moved, seconded. Is there any discussion on the motion before on the floor? Hearing none, I will now ask for a vote. All those in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Thank you very much, and good luck with your project. Okay, you have any other business?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We don't have any other business.
Then I will call this meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.